Pressing on after dark, Malcolm and Cinder were emboldened by Cinder's newly gained power. It had seemed like they could handle whatever the world would throw at them. And as the two of them continued on their journey, a strange light was visible in the distance. As the pair walked closer, they saw it was a shrine, and inside, a vessel containing a peculiar blue flame. "It's just like the stories," Malcolm said to himself as he slowly approached the shrine. As he grew closer, there was a bright flash, and before him was a familiar creature, the very skullkin that Malcolm had bonded with earlier that night. Before either he or Cinder could comment on his presence, the dark kinfolk had spoken. "You saved me from a fate most terrible. Let me aid you as well." We were looking for a young boy from our village," Malcolm stated, "and we thought we heard him crying before you attacked us." The Skulkin looked away for a moment, its expression full of regret. The dark kinfolk slowly turned to face Malcolm again. "I know of the boy you seek," he said. "I can help you find him." Malcolm spoke up with a firm voice. "What is your name?" The Skulkin fell silent for a time, as if he was deeply pondering the question. Malcolm furrowed his brow in light confusion. Why was he thinking so hard, Malcolm thought. Does he truly not know his own name? After almost a full minute of silence, the Skulkin finally responded with a disappointed expression. "I cannot recall." "I see. Then perhaps I will have to give you one," said Malcolm. After a brief moment of consideration, Malcolm had said, "Let's call you Shadow for now, then." Skulkin nodded in affirmation. "That will do. I am Shadow now." The Skulkin then observed his surroundings for a moment. "Let us go now and find this young one you seek. I think I may know where he might be." Malcolm and Cinder, along with their new companion Shadow, set off into the dark forest once more. After walking for some time, they came across a crude wooden grave marker, with a young boy hugging it and crying. The grave reads, "Here lies Kindle," but the rest of the writing seemed to have been scratched off. Malcolm and Cinder ran forward, with Shadow looming close behind. "Are you all right?" Malcolm cried out to the boy. The boy slowly turned his head to see Malcolm and Cinder running towards him, and close behind was the dark kinfolk. The child's teary eyes widened. "Oh no, the monster!" he shouted, pointing at Shadow. "It's all right. He's our friend now," Cinder said in a calm voice. "He helped us find you." The boy looked on, still with fear in his eyes, and asked, "How did you find me?" Shadow responded with, "I had a bond with your mother, one that not even death could break." He looked on with sorrow-filled eyes. "I was not myself when I attacked you, or when I damaged this grave. Please let me make it up to you, to her." "How do you plan on doing that?" Malcolm asked. "I owe you my life, Malcolm," Shadow uttered, "but I must ask to take my leave." Shadow turned to Malcolm. "I feel that I must protect him, as I failed to do for his mother." Malcolm said nothing, but simply nodded to Shadow. "My name is Shadow, for that is what I will be to you, young one," he said gently to the boy. "I will give my life for you, should it come to such." And the Skulkin lowers his head. "If you will only have me," Shadow pleaded. The boy looked up at the kinfolk as if he was not sure what to say. The boy then broke with silence. "If you helped Mama, then that means you were friends with her?" the boy asked, wiping tears from his eyes. "The best of friends," Shadow responded in earnest. "Then I want to be your friend too," the boy cried out and ran and wrapped his arms around Shadow. Cinder could not help but smile. The two hugged one another. "It would seem we saved 2 lives today, Malcolm," Cinder said, still wearing a smile. and created a bond more valuable than we could have ever guessed, Malcolm said as he looked on at the new partners. Can we go home now? The boy asked. We sure can, answered Malcolm with a heartfelt smile. We sure can.